Stephanie. Hey, Christina. All the way from camping, huh? You're awesome. Hey, Faith.
Yes, if you hear engines going or craziness, yeah, Razor or a clock. All right, how many do we have on right now? Good.
Darcy, you're chef today?
What?
No, you're not. I thought you were wearing your chef shirt.
Nope, sweatshirt.
Oh, and that is like you're cut off, so it looked like your hat, your chef hat. All right, so everybody who
Hi, guys.
not if you don't hate Faith,
you have to wipe. You can't get off without wiping. Holy moly.
Chris is having a morning.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. I muted everybody except you, Christina. So Darcy, Christina's going to start off and Darcy, you're second. So Chrissy, I'll mute myself and then just go from there.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I get the golden, what is it? Golden liquid. It's the only thing besides breast milk that gets that name.
Liquid gold.
Liquid gold. There we go. I was saying it backwards. So obviously, I've said it so many times. I'm sure you guys have heard it. This is the backbone of our company. This is what Monet started on. It's why it's in all of our ingredients. It's what really, really sets us apart besides our growing ingredients. Those are like the two things that if you're going to constantly be selling our growing ingredients and this, you're going to show people that we are set apart from everybody else. The reason why this is so amazing, obviously, the number one reason is the Abyssinian oil. It's a tongue twister. I feel like I'm always like stuttering on that word, but Abyssinian. The molecular structure is so teeny tiny that it'll actually penetrate the cortex of the hair. So what it's called, there's the cuticle, then there's a cortex, then there's a medulla. Okay, the medulla is a very, very inner of the hair strand. This is the only thing on the market. This is the only thing available that will actually penetrate that. Everything else sits on top of the hair, coats the hair, blocks out nutrients, and doesn't do anything, but it's hard to wash out, okay? So this actually will wash out of your hair. It's pretty much just gonna heal your hair from the inside out, and then it's gonna wash off and leave your hair all shiny. It's a treatment, okay? Other things that set this apart besides the Abyssinian oil is it has fatty acids, which is omega-3s, which is what we need on the inside of our body, but we also need on the outside of our body. There's so many healing properties in that. There's 13 essential oils, so much nutrients in this, okay? There's beta carotene that's going to enhance and condition the hair. So that's what actually will like stick in your hair and make it stay conditioned. There's antioxidants that's going to protect against free radicals. Our atmosphere is terrible. So that's why our hair turns our hair turns yellow. Okay. That's why our black shampoo has to like take all that yellow stuff out. If our atmosphere wasn't terrible, our hair would just stay white when we tone it. Okay. What's in right now is everybody toning their hair is like whitest as it can be. What would stay white if we didn't have such a crappy atmosphere? The atmosphere is what makes our hair yellow. This has antioxidants, which will help take that out. So if you do a treatment with this and then wash with the black shampoo, it's going to take that stuff out even more, okay? It helps with psoriasis. It helps with eczema, all skin conditions. It's actually going to help with acne because it's going to balance the pH on your scalp, on your skin. That's why even with our skin care, I still use this because this still balances out my skin. Add shine. Okay, so the difference between this one and our lightweight oil is that pretty much the lightweight oil, they just made it a lighter oil. Our Rejuvenate Light, they made it a lighter oil so that with people with very fine hair, I have fine hair and I still like the regular one, but I have a friend that has like baby hair, and the regular one may weigh her hair down. So pretty much the Rejuvenate Light is just for people with very, very thin hair. Our Rejuvenate Normal, the normal one is for people with regular hair to thick hair. Okay? So that is it for our Rejuvenate oil. Does anybody have any questions before I move on to our dry shampoo? No?
I have a question.
Yes.
I wrote it down and I lost it. Hold on, sorry. Oh, for what makes it lighter? Like, is there different ingredients in it?
No, it just has more coconut oil in it. So it has all of the regular ingredients, but it just has a lighter coconut oil so that it's not as, I don't know the science behind
Okay.
it, but I know that it has more coconut oil in
Thank you.
it. No problem. Okay, anyone else? All right, I'm gonna move on to the dry shampoo because this is another big seller. Melody, nobody else is doing this, right? I know I never got back to you. Okay, I'm gonna assume yes. So our dry shampoo, it's the only thing on the market. Well, not the only thing, because there are a lot of natural ones, but ours is actually one of the only natural ones that is still a spray. Okay, what makes other dry shampoos terrible with the spray is that they have propane and butane. That's the only way you can get like a product to spray on your hair. Even our hairspray doesn't have propane and butane, but other hairsprays do. So we're always talking about how our dry shampoo doesn't have it, but our hairspray doesn't have it either. So this is gonna spray, but it's not gonna like be toxic on your scalp. So it also it takes the oil away with rice starch. So that's actually like an organic ingredient. It's going to absorb the oil from your scalp. They use just harsh chemicals, products that are going to coat your scalp. I remember when I used to use it, I used to like go like this and I would have like crap in my scalp. I mean, crap underneath my fingernails. But yeah, rice starch, that's an important ingredient, that it has no propane and butane. Ours is actually going to help grow your hair out because it has the growing ingredients in it. It has, dang it, I did not write it down, but it has the ingredient that is a sunblock in your hair. So ours is also going to block sun. And with other dry shampoos, the bad thing about them coating your hair with the powder crap that they put in theirs is that it's going to clog the pores and it's going to shrink the little bulb and make the hair fall out. So other dry shampoos is actually going to contribute to hair loss. So if you have somebody who's a dry shampoo lover, but they're on the shampoos, but they don't want to buy any of the styling products, you may want to tell them that little tidbit, like, please, 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 just buy our dry shampoo. That's one of the most toxic things people can put on their scalp. One of the things I forgot about the oil too is it enhances the bulb of your hair. So there's a little bulb at the very top of your hair strand that sticks to your scalp. Our oil actually enhances that, makes it larger so that it's going to anchor better to your scalp. So that's also a key thing. If somebody's having a lot of fallout and they're like, my hair just won't stop falling out, they absolutely need the oil. Yes, our oil is in our shampoos and stuff, and they're going to get it, but it's going to take a longer time. This is going to help them keep their hair on their head for longer, and it's going to also help them get through the transformation stage faster because it's going to help get all the waxes and parabens and silicones off their scalp faster so that transformation process isn't as bad. And by the way, I still say detox when I'm talking one-on-one because it's totally a detox. It's dumb that we can't use that word, but by whatever standards FDA that we have to follow, we can't use the word detox. But if I'm talking one-on-one, I say transformation process, and then I say it's like a detox, okay? Just so you're covering yourself. Don't use the word detox publicly. So yeah, I think that's it. Does anybody have any questions about the dry shampoo? Okay, Darcy, you're on.
Good job, Chrissy.
Thank you.
Can you guys hear me? I'm good.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go over the volume line first. I have 2 lines I'm going to do. I'll start with the Revive shampoo. Basically, this is for anyone who says they have lifeless, limp hair, they want volume, even if they say they want growth. I would say this is for normal hair. but I would be a little careful with that because if you tend to be normal but a little more dry, this can be a little drying. I always have this one on hand, but I can't for myself. I'm normal, but I tend to be more dry. So I'll use it as like a first or second wash, just depending. It's going to plump your hair strand 3 times. It's going to give you that voluminous hair. I use it a lot on clients just so that when they leave, they just feel like their hair is just amazing, I guess. It's going to increase your hair health and density. It's going to increase scalp health. It reduces thinning by boosting growth and follicle strength. I just would say, I mean, it's safe for color treated and chemically treated hair. But like I said, if they're a little more dry, I would be a little careful, maybe use, smoothing or something else as the conditioner, or use it as like a first or second wash. This is one of our top in growing ingredients. I believe there's Intense is first, Black, and then Volume. So, if they don't need the Intense, the Volume would be a really good line to use for them. Let's see, I don't know what else about the shampoo. I don't know. I just love it. It's one of my favorites. I literally keep it on hand all the time, no matter what. I have blonde, extremely damaged hair, and I can still use this, but because I still like volume. I have super thick hair also, but that doesn't mean I'm going to have volume. So it's going to plump you up from the root, which is exactly what the Reshape Root Lifter does as well. The conditioner pretty much does the same thing. I think this is really good as like an anytime conditioner. If you need more moisture, you're probably going to want to use something a little bit more moisturizing, but and if you don't want super thick, plump hair, you probably don't want to use this every single time. But I use it almost every wash, and I still love it. My hair is not crazy big and frizzy or anything like that. Actually, I found this, and I thought this was a cool fact about it. It contains water and shampoo soluble film formers that break down easily, do not build up, and plump the hair from the very first use. So like I said, it can be used anytime because it's an easy, it'll wash out. It's not going to build up on your hair. Are we going over like Reshape Root Lifter? I guess I can just touch on it it's like super quick. This is okay. This is one of my favorite styling products. I also use this on clients, whether they have thick or fine or limp hair. It can be used on wet or dry. So even if you are on day 3 hair, you can spray it at your scalp, but it does have to be heat activated. Otherwise it's going to form sort of just like this crunchy looking, I don't know how to explain it, but it has to be heat activated. So whether it's on wet or dry hair, you need to take your blow dryer, and I love to just pull away from my scalp, and I literally can feel my hair follicles like off of my scalp. It's so crazy. So that I love using it on clients. I love using it if I want my volume to last longer. So when I first wash my hair, I'll use it, and that way I feel like I have volume for more days of the week before I have to use, dry shampoo or something like that. Does anyone have questions?
Also,
yeah.
Let's mention it lasts like a year.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I have had my Root Lifter for over a year. It's insane.
I have 2.
Oh my God.
They won't go anywhere.
Yeah. It's so awesome. Does anyone have questions on that one? I know I kind of talk fast sometimes. Sorry. No? Okay, I'm going to go to...
So just again, Revive is for, we wouldn't say, again, because we always say when we're asking clients about their hair type, we start with the scalp first. So like Darcy was saying, when people say, yeah, I want volume, you need to ask about their scalp, because we need to fix that first, and then maybe they can add the volume line second, like she said. That's so important. Right. So if someone says, yes, but I have a dry scalp, we're going to fix that scalp first, and then we're going to give them Revive after. Very important, because if somebody starts off with Revive, which I did, and I think you did too, Darcy, it started drying my scalp, and I have normal hair, and I was like, okay, this is dry now. What's happening? So yes. Right.
I also think that this could have been one that people recommended at first, and that's why we have people who hate the products because, oh, my scalp was dry, itchy, peeling, flaking. Well, that's going to happen if you already have a dry scalp and you're using something that's going to dry out your scalp. You can't do that.
And if I could, sorry, Darcy, to interrupt you.
That's okay.
To add on to what Darcy and Melody are saying, two very important questions. The very first one, like Melody said, is what are your scalp issues? If they have no scalp issues, great. What is your biggest hair concern? Because with those two questions, you could almost decide what line will work for them or how to like mix and match. Because if they say like, okay, my scalp is really dry and I have a lot of frizz, then you're like, okay, scalp dry, they have a lot of frizz, probably Renew would work good for them, you know? Scalp is normal, I have very limp hair. Volume's perfect for that person. You know, so scalp issues, what's your biggest problem? Because what they're coming to you because they have a hair issue that they want to fix. Okay, go ahead, Darcy, sorry.
Okay. I'm going to move on to the Restructure line. Okay, this line is definitely not for everyone. I mean, that's my opinion. It is for overly processed and chemically damaged hair, whether that's by color, bleach, heat tools, you know, someone who just has, they just need repair. It's gonna rebuild and transform dry and brittle hair. So like for me, my super bleached out hair, when I got this line, I was like, holy moly, I don't have to cut my hair off because I bleached it out too much. I would definitely recommend this if someone has gone and, you know, their hairstylist fried their hair off on accident or whatever reason it may be. And they're just like, I'm just going to go chop my hair off. Well, let's not do that yet. Let's try this first because it's literally going to rebuild your hair. It has the Rejuvenique S, which is the super concentrated, like crazy form of our Rejuvenique oil. It has a hair fiber rescue, which is exclusive to this line and Monet. It's a plant-based protein. So think like keratin treatments. You know, people go get those all the time, but we've also read those articles that they are so bad for the hair. Well, this is plant-based. So plant-based basically means it's really hard to get too much protein with plant-based protein. That's why they say that we can use our masks almost every wash if you really wanted to, because this one for sure, because it has the plant-based protein. Let's see. So really quick, I'll kind of go over each one of the products. This line starts with a pre-wash conditioner, and that is because the conditioner is going to protect your hair from any further damage or friction caused by washing. So as you can see, this is definitely for someone whose hair is just like, it's so damaged that even washing it is breaking it off. So you put the conditioner on because it's gonna act as like a protective barrier before you wash it. It's actually a really nice conditioner. I still use it, just, you know, not on a daily basis, but if I just really want some added moisture and healing to my hair, I'll use that one. And you don't have to use it before. I didn't always use it before I washed. I would use it after sometimes too. So it just depends, you know, really, I feel like all these lines, you have to use them and see how it works for your hair. The shampoo is a low lather, so you're not gonna get that crazy sudsy, you know, wash with this, but your hair, it's weird, but your hair still is gonna feel very clean after. You're not gonna feel like greasy or oily. It's designed to be super gentle for the breakage. It's gonna restore elasticity to prevent from further breakage. So elasticity, if you take a strand of your hair off of your head and like wrap it around your fingers and gently pull, you're gonna see your hair strand stretch. And that is your elasticity. The longer it stretches, the better your elasticity is. If it breaks really fast, then you probably need some help in that department. And you can even tell that to potential customers if they have damage and you wanna know how bad their damage is. We'll have them take a piece of their hair and do the elasticity test, and that can kind of help too, because they may not need this line, they may just need something that's more moisturizing. It's gonna lock in moisture. Like I said, the mask is the plant-based protein. It's meant to be used, once or twice, like every few washes, but is gentle enough to use every single time you wash if you need to. And it's actually one of my favorite masks. I really love it. And then just really quick, the Interforce Restructuring Serum that comes with the whole kit. It's going to boost your hair with beneficial ceramides, which is it's just basically adding a protective coat over your hair. So it's going to coat your hair while you're blow drying and styling until your next wash. It's going to help reduce breakage, of course. When I use this line, I really think this line should be used all together. It's best when done that way. Now that I feel like I've repaired my damage, I will use bits and pieces like the serum I can use here and there if I'm just feeling like, oh, my hair's a little dry. It's just, the weather's really dry and I need some extra protection and moisture and repair. Then I'll put that in as a leave-in. Let's see, it contains the highest concentration of potent ingredients, including a fixer lotion serum to work deep in the hair's cortex. So like Chrissy said, there's 3 layers of the hair. It's going to work all the way to the cortex, repairing the existing damage. So it's literally repairing your hair's damage that is on the hair shaft. And then it has a protective gel to protect from future harm. Like I said, I'll put it on and it's going to protect me until my next wash and next use. Does anyone have questions? That was a lot of information.
That was really good.
Okay.
Great job, Darcy.
Darcy, what was the mask for the Restructure line? What is it called?
It is.
It's hair transform mask. Hair
Yes.
transformation mask.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
And like she said, so when we're suggesting this, I absolutely suggest that you use it all, especially after you colored your hair or processed your hair in any sort of way. However, if you have a new client, I think it would be smart to focus on the scalp, but if they're like, I bleach my hair all the time, I would say do the mask and maybe even the preconditioner before. Like she said, when you have breakage and stuff, even when you're washing your hair, it breaks. So a preconditioner is super important. And then they can use it after as well. Really, really important things she mentioned. Okay, Krista, I'm going to go over skincare. Do you want to go first? Because I'm going to try to do a quick little run through since it's on sale. She's muted.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Okay. Oh,
Is that
sorry.
okay?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Go for it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and go over the black shampoo, which is our 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. This is one of my favorites. I use this all the time. Along with everything I'm going to talk about, it's really good because it can help with toning your hair if you have like bleached hair or blonde hair. So it's a 1-step process. It cleanses and conditions at the same time, and it provides moisture and balance. With this one, it actually has, I believe, one of our highest amounts of the growing agent in it. And it also helps promote and improve hair strength. So not only are you going to get the hair growth with this one, you're going to get the hair strength and repair on your hair. The reason this happens is because it has the Rejuvenique oil in it that Chrissy already went over. And then the Rejuvenique oil, it has a blend of the 13 natural plant and essential oils. It has the omega fatty acids, which is super important. And then it has antioxidants that are compatible with your skin and your hair. Another thing that with this is before we got our skincare line, I would use this as my first wash on my face. Just be careful around your eyes because of mintiness, but it feels amazing because it really clarifies your skin if you want to take your makeup and everything off. It also has the Capaxil, I think is how you pronounce it. And that is what helps strengthen and thicken the hair on your scalp. And it also protects your scalp. So basically it will strengthen, thicken, and increase the density in your hair. It also has the Procataline, I think is how you pronounce it. And it's a pea extract, and that supports the younger look of to help support younger looking hair. And then the last thing that's really good about this one that it has in it is the Crotasorb, which a lot of our products have. And that is the ingredient that, Chrissy, you were looking for, that helps protect against the sun damage and the UV rays. And it will also help to keep the natural pigment of your hair. So this is the 2-in-1. This, a lot of times they say, is the men's line, but I think it's a great first wash for myself. Especially if I haven't washed in a long time. I'll use this as my first wash, and then whatever I'm going to use second as my second wash. So does anybody have any questions? This is probably one of the most clarifying shampoos besides our actual clarifying shampoo. Any questions? Everyone's good?
I just wanted to add real quick that I almost never ever sell the clarifying shampoo because I
Me
love
either.
how the black shampoo, it tones my hair better than even our toning shampoo, which isn't the case with
Me too.
everybody, but with me, it like really pulls the yellow out. And then it has growing ingredients, which I don't believe our clarifying shampoo does. Our clarifying shampoo is strictly clarifying.
Yeah.
Plus it has conditioner. I almost always, just like Krista, use it as a first wash.
Yeah.
So I agree, Krista. Good job. Go ahead. Sorry.
The next one I'm going to do is the smoothing shampoo, which is one of my absolute favorites. I use this one on a regular basis, and I don't have super frizzy hair, but for some reason, it just makes my hair so shiny and healthy looking. So with this shampoo, it's a gentle sulfate-free cleanser. So what I read about it is, it said that this is one you could actually use every day if you needed to. And I think it's because it also moisturizes your hair while it's cleansing it. So it's formulated with the amino acid complex, and it is made to tame frizz, static. It helps a lot with static and flyaways. This shampoo will nourish and has a nourishing and smoothing effect at the same time. And that is because it softens the hair cuticle to reduce frizz. This one is also good. I use this when we're out at the river because it's really good with resistance against humidity. And even during like humid times, it keeps your hair looking smooth and soft. So this also contains the Rejuvenique oil, the Capixul, the Pro Cataline, and the Crotasorb. And this line, I think, is probably my favorite smell. If anybody has like a weird thing with smells, the conditioner is my favorite smell of all of them. So that's the smoothing shampoo. Does anybody have any questions? I know I talk really fast, so. All right, so I'm gonna move on to this.
Go over again. Who's it for? The smoothing is for coarse frizz.
Frizz, I would say I use it on my daughter who has curly hair. One of my friends is like prone to static. Like no matter what she brushes her hair, it's like, whoo, it'll help with static. I definitely think frizz, curl. A girl at my work, she has a lot of hair, and this one has really helped her tame down her massive amounts of hair. And I think it's just because it removes that frizz. So, but I think that this one's good when you mix it. This is my go-to, like, to mix them. So, yeah, for frizzy hair, I would say the main. And go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, does anyone have questions? But if you are going more, go more.
Okay, so then the other thing I was going to talk about is the Smoothing Deep Conditioner. This is probably my favorite conditioner. I use this especially during the summertime to keep my hair moisturized. Just like the smoothing shampoo, it actually works for all hair types. So you could recommend maybe like the Revive for somebody, and then the smoothing if they have a little bit of frizz as their conditioner, because you can mix and match our shampoos and conditioners. You don't have to just stick to one set line basically. So this, like I said, can work on all hair types. It is a light conditioner. It's not going to weigh your hair down. Even though it says smoothing deep conditioner, it will not weigh your hair down. It nourishes and controls frizz while adding shine. And then this one also contains the Rejuvenique, the Capixul, the Pro Cataline, and then the Crotasorb. So This is also good because it has the the UV protectant. So during the summer, I like to put this in my hair to keep it feeling really soft, shiny, and to have the protection from the sun, chlorine, any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, any questions?
I did. Krista, are you prone to oily scalp like before you started Monet? Okay.
No.
You are a perfect candidate for smoothing. People like me who I get greasy hair the next day, the smoothing worked for me in the beginning, but it did get too heavy for me. And it's not like a heavy like weighs your hair down, but it would make it so I had to wash my hair like second day. So going back to like what Melody said, scalp issues. Krista doesn't have scalp issues, especially oily scalp. I do. That's why that's an important question to ask. So for smoothing is perfect for frizzy hair and people that aren't prone to oily scalp.
Yeah, I would say it's good if you have a dry scalp too, don't you think? Because of how it's for deep conditioning.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you get that dry, flaky scalp, this is probably a good one to be using on your hair.
Exactly.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to suggest
But
revitalize.
that's the thing I feel is like, I don't feel like I stick to one certain shampoo and conditioner because once something, like I feel like something's wrong, you just switch it up. It's not, things are intermixable. It's so nice.
Which is why we have so many lines because our hair changes
Intermix everything
with the weather.
Right.
Very good.
Does anybody
Krista.
have any questions about this one? We're good? All right.
Good job, Krista. Okay, I'm going to go over Rejuva first. And I'm sure everybody uses this and we know it as split end mender. You don't have to use a lot. A little goes a long way, but what it basically is, it's billions of micro encapsulated beads. So actually, instead of, we all think it just helps seal the split ends. It actually does so much more than that. It goes throughout the entire hair strand and repairs it. And what it actually does that I didn't know and I just learned is, of course, we all know it stays in your hair for 5 days. That's why you don't need to keep using it. You can, but you don't need to. And when you brush your hair throughout that 5 days, it will constantly break those billions of beads and continue to repair your hair. It is insane. It just is a hair repair. So that's why when you get this, you say, like, I will have this for a year because you don't need to use that much. And then it stays in your hair. You can overuse this and you'll see the side effects of that is dry hair. So I always say when you use a couple pumps. You can use it again in a couple days. But if you wake up in the morning, you need to use it. I would say more go for a detangler and then go back to Rejuva beads in a couple days. Because again, even if you wash your hair, this is staying in your hair. That's enough for Rejuva beads unless somebody has questions. It's a split end mender. It's the best thing ever. Repairs your hair, stays in your hair, and it works with 100% of your strands. So everything that it goes on, it's repairing. No one else can say that about their stuff.
I have people ask why it works, and somebody told me the reason it works is because, and I may say this backwards, but when you have a split end, you have a negative charge in your hair. So this puts the positive charge back in, and people aren't understanding that. So when it's like a magnet, so basically it like magnetizes itself shut because of the ion charge, and then it builds a bond around that split end so that hair can't break again. So once that bond is there, when you don't have it, usually, even if it cuts, you're going to break it. It's going to keep breaking until your hair is broken off to here and doesn't continue to grow.
It's actually, I don't think it's positive. I think it's negative because if you put two things together is what pushes together.
Okay,
it doesn't really matter because nobody cares about that science of it. Yeah, but that's exactly what it is. It's negative ions sealing together, and then that's what you can actually watch the video in our back office in the resource library, and it will just seal the entire hair. It's a super important thing because it's also patent pending. I think it's patented already, so absolutely no one can have this technology. And if you actually go more into the science of it, because third parties also look at all of our research and they're like, there's nothing that 100% works out there. There's things that work on partial of your hair or somewhat of your hair, but sealing your ends is unheard of. And that's why when you say it, and that's why videos in your stories are important, because you're saying, do you realize you can seal your split ends together? That's what this does. face video and stuff like that opens people's eyes, and you're educating them to the products and why they need them, because everybody has split ends. Even if you get your hair trimmed regularly, you still can have a micro split end, and it's going to eventually open up to a big split end. So any more questions before I move on to the next? Because I want to cover skincare, so I'm going to try to go to our unknot detangler real quick.
I just wanted to ask, would you recommend not putting it on after every wash because it needs to wash out of the hair, or is it safe to use every wash?
It's safe to use every single wash. It's just not necessary. So I would say you don't need to if you want to, but you absolutely don't need to. Like I said, when you use it and then you brush your hair, it's working again. So even washing it and using it and then brushing your hair is actually making it something healthy for your hair, because it's just breaking up those billions of encapsulated beads and then adding more to your hair. So the negative actually brushing your hair is like what charges all of those things. It's just the
And
science
I
behind
heard
it
if
is
you
insane.
overuse, I don't know if this is correct, maybe you can tell me, but you can get a protein buildup if you overuse that product.
Yes and
That's what I
no.
was told.
So yes, because you can start to get dryness, but like Darcy mentioned in the beginning, proteins work differently in our bodies and our hair and everything. Meat, so animal-based protein is really harsh, and that type of protein can cause damage. Our plant-based protein, you would have to way overuse it. It's just like there's protein in plants. You guys all know that. Obviously, it's in our system. So when people are like, oh, I remember when I was a vegan, people were like, oh my God, where are you getting your protein? And I was like, oh my God, almonds have protein, so does broccoli. There's so much, but your body digests it so much better. And it's so much healthier, and you can keep using it. And really hard to overdo it if like I had too much protein today because I had so much broccoli. No, it's really hard to do. You would seriously have to overdo it. It is possible, and the side effect of that would be you start to get dryness. So then you can just kick back, and if someone says, I'm doing, like Christina overused, my market partner, Christina, was like, I use Rejuva beads, and I was like, ooh, cut back on the Rejuva beads. You don't need to use it every single day. Really important for people to know, because the side effect, I have dry hair. And then you can just replace it with something else, like our new product. This stuff is amazing. And the amazing part about it is what it has in it. And I didn't even think that it was going to be like the most amazing thing. I was like, an adult detangler, or cool. Nope, it's amazing. The reason why, it has Rejuvenique S, which we already went over. That's gonna hydrate your hair. If you actually look at the science behind it, it hydrates your hair, the molecules, by 1000%. That's insane. I didn't know that was possible. So when you're using this, you're giving your hair moisture, not over too much moisture, just enough. Then it has fiber rescue in it. We already went over this, how it rescues, it totally heals the entire strand of the hair, and it penetrates it all the way to the cortex of the hair. It also has procataline, like we went over with Rejuvenique and Corbisorb, and then Rejuva Soft. So that's the newest ingredient that we added to our line, because we always have procataline, Cortisol, and Rejuvenique S, and all of those we've already been going over. This is the crappiest drawing you will ever see, but this is basically what it is. You have the cuticle, which is the outside, the cortex, which is in the middle, and then the medulla, which sounds like a different body part, is what is the center of it. And that is going to penetrate that layer, the middle layer, and heal the hair from the inside. So just a little detangler is going to do that. Not only with that, with Rejuvenique. So if you're using all of these products, your hair is beyond repairing itself. All they do is constantly repeat these ingredients over and over. And then they added Rejuvenique Soft, which delivers moisture that helps your hair. It's like fiber to your hair, and has it reduces the static in your hair, which also that can cause breakage as well. So your girl, Krista, that you were saying has static, she would need the unknot detangler. Really, everybody, I looked at, because it says it, this is all in our back office too, by the way, the ingredients and all the stuff that's in there. But what it basically said is, who is this for? Everyone. so everyone can use a detangler, because everyone should be using, before you brush your hair, you should be using something to make sure that when you're brushing, you're not causing more damage. So any more questions?
I
Anything
don't
else?
have a question, but I just wanted to, so this, not everybody buys these advanced hydration serums. This is Rejuvenique S. So this is what Melody's talking about when she says Rejuvenique S. That it's incredible that they put it in the adult detangler, because everybody needs hydration in their hair. And so 3 of these vials is $50, okay? So now you can buy a detangler that has this in it to where you're getting this every day and on dry or wet hair. This is incredible the way it absorbs. Literally, I'm an overuser in all my products, and if I spray too much of this, I literally can't blow dry it out of my hair because it holds water moisture on your hair. So the fact that that's in our new detangler on top of UV protectant and all the other good things that are in our shampoos, like, this is an amazing product all on its own. It's incredible. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that great, but looking at it, I was like, okay, this is the most amazing thing ever. And then using it, I absolutely agree. You guys, the way to promote this is just like Christina said. Hey, did you know your hair can burn? Do you know that it can get sunburnt? Do you know that's why you'll have dry hair from going outside? What's coming up? Summer, and you need the detangler. So that's a good reason. Your skin can burn, just like eyeballs can burn, your hair can burn as well. The UV protectant is something we need on our entire body to protect us against the sun. So absolutely good point, good selling point. Always with research, 90% of people had the weightless natural feel. 100% of people agreed that their hair is shinier and moisture is restored. So it works on every single person. We're not using this on our scalp. We're basically using this from the ears down. All right, any more questions? All right, guys, I'm gonna move on to skincare. Since it's on sale right now, I'm just gonna go quickly over it.
Sorry, Mel, do you know
Christina, you can end.
the ingredient that is like the unnot ingredient in the new detangler?
Yeah, it's the Rejuvasoft.
Oh, so it's like a new ingredient. I walked away.
Yeah, that's
sorry.
right. No, that's okay. That's the newest one. So it's Rejuvenique S, Fiber Rescue, Procalcitonin, Corbisorb. Can't say that one fast. And then Rejuvasoft is the new one.
Okay.
And again, it's going to
smells
penetrate down
amazing,
to the
too.
pores. It does. It really does.
Right.
Okay, so our berry scrub is the best stuff ever. It's important to know that what everybody has with their microbeads, that's what's big. And everybody would say, oh, your microbeaded mask, and that has been huge for forever. But what everybody doesn't know is those are plastic beads. And what plastic does to your skin is scratch the surface of it. So you're actually causing damage. So the fact that we use cranberry seeds, which can touch the surface of our skin, but does not scratch it or damage it anyway, is huge. So the scrub is for dullness, even skin tones, and large pigment pores. Who doesn't need all of those? Everybody needs it. So I always start off when you're using it, always do a story with the mask on and say, if you have large pores, if you have uneven skin tones, this is going to tighten your skin. It's bayberry wax. That's what they use on it. It's natural fruit acids and cranberry seeds. Those are all the things that are in it. Of course, it's vegan. 96% of people saw their skin look more radiant. 96% of people saw immediately smoother skin and felt softer. These are immediate results. Within hydration, that lasts 24 hours. That's really important because most of the time when people will use a scrub, it will feel good the first day and then they'll wake up and their skin will feel dull again. So 24 hours is huge. And that's why you don't really need to use this every day. You don't need to over exfoliate, and you don't need to and you don't need to have doubled moisture. So I would say every other day to 2 to 3 times. I always try to say less at first, and if they want to add more and more later. But again, we don't need to over exfoliate our skin. That's just the free mask. Any questions before I move on? Well, natural fruit acids is really important, but that's in all of our skincare. Let's move on to our moisturizers or our creams. what we mentioned before, when we think of cleaning our face and cleaning our hair, we always think of suds and bubbling and stuff like that. We have basically ruined what we think is cleansing, which we always think it should be, you know, like sudsy, and then that means clean. It's not true at all. So when our cream cleanser cleans your face, you want it to get all sudsy, and it doesn't, but it absolutely cleans, tightens, and moisturizes your face. It helps. It also has AHAs in it, so it's doing all of the things that the scrub did, but cleansing your face. So that's just a little bit of the cleanser. Of course, it's important, but I want to move on to the essence because this is a really important line in ours, and everybody who gets the skincare line absolutely needs the essence. So it's like a toner, but then way more amazing. It has chamomile and then, again, natural fruit acids, which is just AHAs. Those are mango and banana. It energizes, refines the skin. They'll have natural rapid turnover, diminish appearance of age spots, wrinkles, refined lines, pores. It's everything just with the freaking toner. It does what this does and this does. And what they do, like I said, with our hair care line, it's the same thing over and over again. We have Rejuvenique in every single one of the hairlines, and that's going to do all of the same things. So every single time when you're repairing, you're fully repairing your skin, and with every single line that you're using, every single product. So for the essence, it targets all skin types. So everybody who, there's no skin type it doesn't use. So sensitive skin and non-sensitive skin, you can use this. It's for dullness in your complexion, large pores, hydrates your skin, fine lines and wrinkles, texture, and then it's age control. So that's just the essence. Any questions before I move on? All right, the last two are big. Eye Smooth. Okay, Eye Smooth is plant stem cells. Now, this is the first time we've ever had plant stem cells. There's been stem cells out there for forever, but gross to me. There are animal and human stem cells that people have been putting on themselves to kind of target those areas. I used an animal stem cell before, and it smelled awful. Christina used it as well. And I'd be like, I know this is good for my skin. I did not see any results, and it stunk. It really, yeah, Christina knows. It was gross.
It made me break out. So it was like putting human sweat on my face and then breaking out from it. Like I wasn't even getting any benefits. It was awful.
Oh my God. And it was so expensive. It was like $200 for the, it was way too much. So this Eye Smooth has plant stem cells in it. So it's going to produce collagen. So that's our Eye Smooth. Everybody knows the under eye cream. It's plant derived. This is what I didn't know. It has caffeine in it. So it wakes up, reduces appearance of discoloration, puffiness under your eyes. That's how you feel, and you'll see the discoloration go underneath your eyes. And I heard that video, that crazy girl where one side was puffy and the other side wasn't when she went to Pilates class. That's because it's going to reduce that. And over time, it's going to basically get rid of your puffiness. Fine line and wrinkles, dark circles, puffiness under the eyes, crow's feet, and dryness. That's what Eye Smooth does. And again, it does it with peptides, Rejuvenique S, plant stem cells, and caffeine. All natural, guys. Anything else before we move on?
I just wanted to touch on the essence really quick. The essence is, like Melody said, like a toner, but it's an essence. The reason why we call it an essence and not a toner is because it has like active ingredients, like live ingredients that help your skin, and it's also very hydrating. So a toner will like dry your skin out. That's why it helps with acne and stuff like that. Not good for aging skin. An essence is going to hydrate your skin. So if you explain that, because a lot of people will be like, oh, just give me like the other stuff. The essence is one of the most important things. Like it's what Larissa said. She said it makes everything work better. So it's going to make your moisturizer work better. It's going to make the cleanser work better. It's going to make all the anti-aging stuff work better.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay, last I'm gonna go over is our age rewind. Same thing, Rejuvenix S, natural fruit acid, AHAs, peptides, and hyaluronic acid. Those are all really important. So it's fine line and wrinkles, textures, environmental damage, sun, dryness, dullness, uneven skin tones, loss of elasticity. That is so important because what does that mean? Wrinkles, heaviness, drooping skin, all of that stuff, it's repairing that. So basically, and it's age control as well. When you hit year 25, when you're 25 years old, your body produces half the nutrients. Isn't that sad? That it was to keep your skin tight, to provide nutrients to your body. A lot of people will say start losing sleep because their body doesn't produce melatonin. That is all the things. That's why most nutritionists, most skincare consultants will say you need to start a skincare line around 25 because that's when your body starts producing all these things. So what they did is figure out all of those things that your body stopped reproducing and they added it to your skincare. That's what peptides are because they produce collagen in your skin. Absolutely important. And this is something you will see a huge difference in by using it. Again, age control. So it's basically making your skin younger. It's adding the hyaluronic acid adds moisture. Hyaluronic acid is what I said before. It's in our hydration line. Your hair needs a drink of water and so does your skin. If you're not getting it, that's why you'll see people have dry, cracked. If you think of age, you think of a dry, cracked, brittle person because their skin is not getting peptides, collagen, or hyaluronic acid. It's not filling in what your skin needs. And no matter how much water you drink, it's not going to your skin. This is a drink of water for your face, which everybody needs. What Christina showed before, that little bottle, the hyaluronic acid is in that. That hydrates your hair. There we go. That hydrates your hair. Basically, the molecules will do 1,000%. So you will see a huge difference. Your hair is getting a drink of water, and this way your skin's getting a drink of water. So let me see if there's anything else. Daily use. This absolutely can be used. I only use the hyaluronic acid at night because you do need a sunblock during the day because this will not protect you against the sun. It actually can cause more damage if you're not using something to protect your skin. And you need, Christina, what is it again? What type of sunblock do you need?
Let me look it up real quick. Hold on.
You need a natural sunblock, but it needs to have something in it. So when you're selling this, I always just tell people just to be safe to use it in your nighttime routine. Oh, she knows. And I know we're going to come out with some natural sunblock. We have to. Okay. Is there anything?
It's a zinc oxide. A zinc oxide. That's the natural one that will protect us. It has to have zinc oxide, and there's one more ingredient. I need to find it. It's going to take me too long, but I'll post it in Messenger.
That's the kind of sunblock I have to buy for Anne because she breaks out with regular sunblock.
Oh, wow.
Skin.
Yeah.
Really, we all should be using that anyway because it's a healthier one for your skin, and it doesn't. So other sunblocks can actually prevent ours from working because they'll have unnatural ingredients in it. So you'll be focusing on constantly removing the product residue from your face, and instead of repairing, then you add that very toxic sunblock to your skin, you're going back. So it's just like a constant circle. So you really do need to make sure when you're using sunblock, it's organic and natural. Zinc is important, but mostly just make sure it's something that goes along with the lines of our skincare. Okay, guys, our moisturizer, just real quick, it lasts 12 hours. That's why it's important to use one at night, and then you use it in the morning too, in your morning routine, because you want your moisturizer to last 12 hours. Otherwise, at nighttime, you'll be all dry again. It has all the same things, natural fruit acid, AHA, peptides in it, so you can feel the difference. It will tighten your skin. It reduces pore size. So those are skincare. When you are doing your skincare, everybody should be doing a video at night that goes over what they do when you are explaining it. I just had a girl message me and say, okay, I need this now because I explained. You can't just say, this is such a great mask, I love it. So Who cares? I'm so glad you love it. Good for you. Why? Why do you love it? What is it doing that makes you love it? So you say, it's reducing my pore size, it's tightening my skin, and it's hydrating my skin all in one, exfoliating my skin as well. That's it. Everybody wants that. Then you're educating them. Anti-aging, this is tightening my skin. This is reducing my pores. This is a drink of water for my face. This is the best stuff ever. It's anti-aging. It's going to firm my neck. Do you realize that when you turn 25, all of those things that your body is producing to help you be anti-aging stops? All of those things are important when you're educating people, because if you don't educate people on what our products are, they don't know that they need them, right? How are people going to know that? You could say this split is split ends, but how do people know this lasts 5 days as well? It's good, like every single thing. This hydrates. It's a drink of water for your hair. All of those things are super important when you're using it. Oh, and again, protects your hair against the sun. We live in California. It is not summertime, but if you go outside, it feels like it's summertime right now. Your hair will get sunburned. Even if it's in a hat, your ends can get sunburned. So all of those things are important when you're explaining products, because people need to know why it's good for them. So if there's any questions, please let me know, ladies.
Melody, you're making me want to buy the skincare, and I already own it. Good job, Mom.
Thank you. I love our products, but learning more about the products blows my mind. Like that's why when I've used so much skincare, and that's why I was going to go to other extremes, maybe not extremes for everybody, but I was like, okay, Botox is next. I'm going to see if I can do a mini facelift when I'm in my 50s. I was looking to the extremes because I used the good skincare and it wasn't working. To use something that actually works, it has been blowing my mind. And I kept going, okay, maybe it's not going to be as good. I'm a little worried about them doing skincare since they were so good with hair care. It can't be as good as the hair care. And it is. It is. They did their research. They took their time. They saw what the market was lacking, and that's plant-based collagen. That does not happen. AHAs, all of those things. So we are lucky to be in this industry with this line. That's just, there's, again, nothing else out like that, like it. And that's why when people come out with you with science saying that, oh, I have something that's collagen and blah, 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 you don't have something that's plant-based collagen, because we're the only ones that can have this. Once we come up with it, once we patent it, no one else could come up with these things. No one else can have Rejuvenate. No one else can have Rejuvenate S. No one else can have Rejuvabeads. No one else can have Fiber Rescue. No one else now can have RejuvaSoft. All of those things we created, we have, and they're ours, and they'll never be anybody else's.
Yeah, like you were saying.
Anybody else?
Like how you were saying about how learning more kind of makes you more excited about things. I watched a video that Sarah Hill did, and she said that she was super excited about the new Unknot, and she was sitting at the table with the guy who invented this for our company, and she said just seeing how his face lit up when they announced this product, she's like, it made me so much more excited, and hearing it from his mouth, she's like, it was ridiculous. She's like, these products and the amount of time and energy they put into them and making it perfected so that it can be part of our line, she's like, it's like nothing else out there.
Yeah.
So next year we all need to be on the retreat with all of the executives so we can hear all of this next year.
Yeah, seriously.
Exactly. But that energy is such a good point, is because when and you know, you guys can see it on me right now, I get so excited about the science behind the product, because you can't disprove science. Science has always been a fun part to me. I've always loved it in school. It was always something that blew my mind. You can't say, well, it worked for you. No, actually it works for every single one. That's what they've proved with their science. These are not crappy scientists. Again, this is the scientist that came up with copper tone sunblock. These are proven like good scientists. So like Krista said, they don't release something and say, okay, it's just okay. It's pretty good. Let's just see if anybody likes it. They take their time, and it will not be released until it's the best. So yeah, get on there, show it in your stories, and explain why. Take these notes. I literally do cue cards. Do it. Do whatever it takes to memorize these things. You can write your little cue cards on your mirror. Ruth would put notes in like
Post-its.
washable markers on her mirror. Yeah, post-its, anything like that to help you while you're, I mean, nobody's gonna notice that you're like looking up while you're doing it. Just whatever it takes to educate until it's in your mind and it's burned and ingrained and you can just say it off the cuff constantly.
Yeah.
You need to educate yourself is to educate other people in these ingredients, and so people will understand again why they need them.
A tip real quick on that. I walked into Melody's bathroom at the wash party that we just did there, and she had all these motivational post-its on her mirror, and I was like, I'm totally do that. I'm totally stealing that idea. I almost took a picture and shared it, but I was like, I might be crossing the line. But you could do that with the Rejuvenique oil or with the new unknot spray and stuff. You can write the key factors of those and put them on your mirror so that every morning you're literally manipulating yourself into knowing all these ingredients. It's like, what is it? Like hypnotizing. Like once you see something so many times, it's ingrained in your brain and you don't even realize it. So if you're struggling with any of the like ingredients and stuff and like memorizing, you don't feel confident, write it on your mirror, write it on your phone, put a screenshot so that every time you look at your phone, you're reading that stuff and you're going to get it so quick. It's not going to be overwhelming for you. Okay, who's doing a story today? I say do it on the scrub. And I think I'm going to do it on the scrub and the unknot detangler because I'm going to tell them to buy the cell and add the unknot to their list because these two things are amazing.
Where's the detangler at in the shop? I don't see it anywhere. So are you sure that you can still get it, or did we?
It is confirmed. In my MM groups, Connie didn't think it was there, and then somebody else said, yes, it is there. I'll find out where it is because it's under a certain category. Sometimes Monet makes it so hard for you to find things, which is really annoying, but I'll let you know what category it's under.
I had 2 people that wanted it and I couldn't find it. So I was like, oh, maybe this was just like a pre-launch to the launch.
It normally is, but somebody confirmed that it was there. So let me go look in that thread and find it. Okay. All right, ladies.
Guys, any more questions before we get off? Thank everybody. Thank you guys all for coming on. Thank you guys for taking the time. This is better for your business. Thank you everybody that trained. Darcy, Chrissy, Krista, Darcy,
Good
Chrissy,
job,
Krista.
ladies.
That sounds a lot like it just goes together. Darcy, Chrissy, Krista. All right, love you guys.
Good job.
Bye.
Bye.